Hello, everyone. So I'm currently watching Love in Pavilion, and it brought up a really interesting question for me. What exactly makes particularly female characters in Chinese dramas fall in love at the point of deception? And I have an interesting kind of like thesis for this, hypothesis for this, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into it. So, if you're watching Love in Pavilion, basically the male lead is not telling the female lead who he really is, but that's the exact point where she's falling in love at her like deepest point. She doesn't really know who he is yet, but right now she's heavily in love with somebody that she doesn't fully know. And I've seen this a lot in other dramas. You have Goodbye My Princess, where she also falls in love with the male lead at the point of deception. This will later lead to a lot of tragedy. So usually, them falling in love at the point of deception usually means the drama is going to have a tragic ending because anything based on lies simply cannot succeed. So it's not necessarily like a positive thing that they fall in love at deception. Usually these dramas end badly. But I think that the reason why the female lead is able to fall in love at that point is because it's the highest point of idealism. The world is crashing and burning around them, and even though the guy is lying, they finally feel heard and they finally feel free. In Goodbye My Princess, at the time she falls in love with the guy, her dad wants to send her to a foreign kingdom to get married to a prince who she doesn't want to get married to, and this guy's offering her freedom. It's a lie. In Love in Pavilion, he's also lying to her and, showing her an idealized form of himself, a hero, somebody who really cares about the world just like she does, somebody who's like-minded. He cares more about his family mission than the actual world, and she will find that out later on. But yes, it's mainly idealism. If I think about even Love of Nirvana, she falls in love with him not necessarily like under deception because she knows exactly who he is. What she doesn't know, or where the deception lies, is that she doesn't know that he plans to die in Love of Nirvana, and ultimately that leads to a tragic end because his plans are way beyond him thinking of ever meeting somebody he could fall in love with, and so he does decide to die in spite of the fact that they're together. So that's where that deception lies. And then you also have dramas like The Glory, where the male lead is also deceiving the female lead because throughout a lot of the show, you have no clue like what his plan is. And ultimately, he knew he was going to die, and eventually she found that out too. But I think along the way with The Glory, it's murky, it's really murky. But you could say, like, throughout all the deception, they fell in love because they were in this really toxic environment. I could see each other for who they really were in each other versus everybody else around them who was like completely fake. So I think the main reason why the female characters fall in love at deception is because of the idealism, the idealized state. Once everything comes crashing and burning, these kinds of dramas tend to have tragic endings. I don't necessarily have examples of female leads deceiving male leads from dramas that I've watched, but if you have any examples, comment them in the comments below. So yeah, this is my analysis, and obviously, I think in real life, just like in fiction, anything that starts from deception simply can't have a good end because what basis for a relationship do you have if the beginning is all based on lies? But yeah, Love and Pavilion just made me really, really think about that concept and how often I see it in like the dramas that I watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and any examples you have of male leads who experience a similar thing from the female lead. I love to hear that in the comments below and actually check out some of those dramas because I've seen more like female lead examples. But let me know in the comments below. If you like my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Thanks so much for listening. Bye bye.